you mentioned women can have it all. How do you define having it all? What do you consider that being?
I mean, having it all, meaning, you know, going to school, it going to school, still having a private life, dating, going to school, getting that job that you want, or probably building your own business. Because I know that entrepreneurship, and even post, you know, 4-year degree, a lot of people are, really venturing into their own thing, right? A lot of people want to take control of their life and their schedule and where they want to live geographically. They don't want to be held to a specific region. And sort of, I feel that a lot of women are taking the bull by the horns in that respect. With that being said, having it all means, you could be where you want to be and go after what you want, and it could all be sequential. You just have to be strategic about all of it coming together. You got to, people have to plan out their life like very strategic. I find that we don't have a lot of life planning conversations with our young people. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's going to college, not going to college, going to trade school, not going to trade school. You know what I'm saying? Setting your kids up for success, whether it's buying real estate or starting a business, whether it's, relocating somewhere else, etc. A lot of life decisions happen, but they happen in conversations and in concert with your parents, and also with other mentors or fathers, etc. I don't find that we have enough of those conversations of how to set young people up for success. What are we talking about? People who are already here. I've already got my degree. I already got the job. I already got my side hustle. I'm good. I got a house, etc. I got land. I'm in a good place. I'm talking about the younger people who are coming up and how to set them up for success so they don't trip and fall and make the mistakes of the previous generations. So we know literally to have these conversations about why they're stuck where they are, right? I care about their future because I want confident, competent, well to do, well educated young black, brown boys or men in general to be well candidates for women, you know what I'm saying, of their caliber as well. And I feel like there's a huge gap separating the two, and nobody talks about that. We're just so focused on only one that we're forgetting about the other. That's what my sentiment was earlier. I want women to have it all, but they just can't have it all at once. They have to really focus and prioritize certain things at certain times, and you're gonna make some tough decisions. Whether you really want that family and you want this kind of condition, or do you want to go the corporate route? Maybe you do the corporate route for a few years and then you start your own venture. Maybe you team up with your significant other and tap into access of different grants and programs, etc. But you need to have the conversation with that significant other that you're thinking of building a life with, and really map out what that looks like and what the future holds. And I don't think we have enough life planning conversations to get to that point. Now you.
So having it all seems like you're referring to education and career, and then
No, it's all tied in together. It's education, job, career, and marriage, family. All of that ties in together because the reality of this, we can't men. Unfortunately, in 2024, men cannot say that we don't care about your degrees and stuff. That's bullshit. Like, who is raising these young people? You know what I'm saying? If the mother does not have an education, that doesn't have some sort of foundational education to instill into these young people, young boys, young girls, etc. Right? They need that education, and I find that us, poo-pooing education has always been like this terrible like idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all need to be well educated, we all need to be well rounded, and we all need to be in concert and community with another, teaching each other about certain. Yeah,
okay, do you feel like you have it all?
I say I'm probably 90% there.
Cool. Do we all feel like we have it all on this panel?
I don't know. I can't speak to your personal endeavors. I would like to think, based on the conversations, that I think a lot of you might have it, might be
I
getting
have
there
what I
closer.
need.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just feel like everybody has a different definition of having it all, because not every woman wants children. Not every woman wants to get married. Not every woman wants a college education. We all want different things. So,
And I
having it
think,
all.
sorry to cut you off. I think to support your statement, I read a study recently and I wish I could find it that says this newer generation, because I know, Luis, you were talking about the gaps and everything like that. These younger generations are actually redefining what it means to have it all. And even when it comes to the workforce and your education, for example, it highlighted how the younger generations are less focused on a corporate job and more focused on a lifestyle job that's fitting to them to make them happy. So I think that's why that there's a gap happening right here, because the millennials were, get an education, get a job, and have a family. The younger generation is, well, I don't know if I need an education. I just want to be happy. And I'm not so focused on having kids because the pressure is no longer there. So having it all really has shifted entirely. I see it in the junior level roles in my corporate position, that they just move different entirely, and that's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So I think that there needs to be a little bit of a release from us older ones on having it all to the younger ones and the younger women. We're leading it with declining birth rates, so we've already shifted it from our parents' generation. So I think just accepting the fact that this have it all is going to be different in the future. It's already happening. So
Going off of Allie's point, it's just like with our parents, a lot of them would get one job and stay at that job for 20, 30 years. And then but they would always be unhappy. They can get laid off at any time. So when we start coming up, we were like, forget this job. If I don't like it, I'll go to another job, and they would complain like, you jump from job to job. I feel like it just gets closer and closer to the generation figuring out what is happiness and what's going to make me feel content in life. I'm not going to work until I die like my parents did. And they don't want, like us, to still just be unhappy. They want to do something that's going to make them happy. So I agree with you, Allie. The idea of what is everything is changing constantly. Even the thought of going to college is now just for the experience. The education, if we're being honest, if you really wanted to, you could educate yourself without going to college. You don't have to pay $80,000, $100,000 to a school to get an education. We can get real life skills, off of Google, off of YouTube. TikTok is going crazy. So these children are not going to go the same route that we went. So what we feel like is a priority and like the best thing, or what's going to set them up for the best success, they're fighting it in different ways. It's kids right now that are millionaires.
I'm kind of proud of them. When I see a new idea from you, I'm like, oh, okay. Like I respect it. I like it. It's innovative.
Just find someone to help you manage your money.
Hey, I miss some of it, but I got a quick question.
Hold on, let all the ladies talk. Let them get this shit up off their chest. They got some shit to get up off their goddamn chest. Let them go. Brittany or Di, one of y'all want to speak next?
I mean, the only thing I'll add, going back to the video we watched, I think that the message depends on your household, because for me personally, I came from a household where the woman did have it all. She was a business owner. She grew the corporate rank. She had me in the office with her at a young age, so I could see her in that capacity, as well as at home cleaning up, cooking. So I think it really, just going back to the video, I think it does depend on your household. And I think moving forward, I agree with what Ali said 100%, that we don't necessarily want to push our normal on this next generation, but we want to, I think it's important for people to do whatever they need to do to become whole in general. Like, I'm an advocate of become whole, whatever that is. Don't focus on just being a mom. Don't focus on just being a career woman. Do whatever you need to do to be whole so you can show up to whatever it is that you're showing up to 100%. I'm a mom of 3. I hold a very demanding position. I'm a business owner as well. And I feel like, I'm happy. I'm content with that. I don't wish I didn't have children and I was just climbing the corporate ladder, and I don't wish, anything else. It's very challenging doing it all, but that makes me happy. Being a mom, having a successful career, and being a business owner makes me happy. So